In this video, I'm going to show you two super simple but super effective transition moments that you can add to your mixes to add intrigue and power to your songs. My name's Tyson. I'm a mixing and mastering engineer. I have been mixing and mastering for over 13 years and mastered over 1,000 songs as a professional mastering engineer. And with all that experience, I wanted to share with you the two most effective but also simplest transition techniques that I have heard in mixes, that I've been mastered, and also used in my own mixes to be able to create intrigue with mine and others' songs. So let's dive in. So the first transition that I want to show you is just the most simple of all of the transitions, which is the fade in. So during this moment here in this song, we have a drum fill that's leading into the first chorus of the song. And so I'm going to play it for you here. So it's just rolling the snare, nothing really that special about it. Honestly, kind of boring. But after we're done with this, we're going to add just enough feeling to this transition, this fill, that is going to make a much bigger impact going into the chorus. So let's dive in, and all we're going to do is pull up our automation panel, so hitting A on our keyboard, and we're going to just add a little bit of fades here. And I'm going to increase the end of this fill by about a decibel, and then we're going to decrease the beginning by 3 to 4. So here's that transition now. Okay, so now all of a sudden we just added this very simple fade in, just with volume. And already there's way more energy inside of this transition, because oftentimes when we're mixing, we're removing so many dynamics from the track, especially from a macro standpoint, that our mix feels a little bit kind of sad at the end and dynamicless, if that's a word. So this is just an easy way to add a little bit of dynamic back into the track, especially during these transition critical moments, to keep our listener engaged with the song. So this is actually adding enough dynamics that, okay, now there's this snare that's coming out of the mix at me, and then I'm switching back to the vocal right after this. So there's just these small transition moments are really important to keep your listener engaged throughout the song. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is later in this song I wanted to show you, and this is leading into a solo right after the bridge of the song. So let's just listen to the transition as is. All right, so there's that cool, little run up. You kind of lose that inside of this mix though. And so we're going to utilize some transition effects to actually bring that out, but yet not make it the main thing. And it's still going to be transitioning into the solo, but it won't be sacrificing what's already being played, because I don't want to take away from the vocal, but I want to make that transition feel a little bit more natural and a little bit more momentous, if you will. So how we're going to do that is we're going to use a filter sweep. And so again, this is a very simple technique, but this took me years to figure out how people were doing this. So if you're like me, then you'll really appreciate this. So we're just going to add an EQ to the end of our bus here, of our solo. And we're just going to add a low pass here. And we're going to increase this little bump here. So we're actually going to do a boost as we move across this frequency spectrum. And then we're going to move that all the way back up to the top here. And then now that we have our automation panel still pulled up, right? If you forgot how to do that 3 minutes ago, hit A. And then we're going to select our channel EQ, and then we're going to select that high cut frequency band that we just set up here. So what we can do is go to the beginning of that little section there where we start the run up and add a node here. And then we want to come in right when that solo hits, right? So that's kind of like the end of this transition phrase, if you will. So let's back that guy up over here. And then this guy is going to come down around 400. So I'm kind of aiming for basically the fundamental of this note, because there's no point in me going all the way down to 20. You won't be able to hear anything as we go up. So it's almost mimicking this whole part, because this whole lead in starts low and then comes up. And so I'm basically doing that same thing with the frequency. So I'm just further emphasizing what's already happening inside of the track. So I'm playing with the already pre-existing dynamics inside of the track, which is another great hint to create effective transitions, is just emphasize what's already happening and you're going to be that much closer. Okay, so let's listen to the fade as is now into that solo. All right, And I'm going to move it a little bit up. Let's try that again. Yeah, that's really, really close to what I want. I think I'm going to increase that just a little bit more. And let's try a little bit less of a slope. Yeah, there we go. Let's listen to it in context a little bit more. Yeah, that flows really, really well. I really like how that is adding emphasis to the solo by adding more dynamics into it. It feels like a more momentous transition. So a very, very effective way to be able to create some more movement inside of your song by using some filter sweeps. So make sure you're using these two techniques. The fade in or just volume automation during transitions. Sometimes you can just cut out everything in the mix all together to be able to create a really effective transition, or just use a filter sweep to either do a single part during the transition or maybe even the entire mix with a filter sweep can be really, really effective in creating some more movement inside of your song. If you want to see my entire mixing process, there's a checklist down below that you can download for free.